I can leave the barrel in, mount. I've now got my swing through technique. We missed one of them. We're going to have a look today at the pull-away method. We're going to see exactly what the pull-away method does and its uses. So I've got three different diagrams here. It's exactly the same target, but the station moves closer to the machine. So 1, 2, and 3 moving closer to the trap. Okay, I've got my visual kill point for all 3 birds, and I've got my hold point for all 3 birds. Now, if we read the manuals on pull away, what happens is we start here, the clay comes to the gun, we touch it and we go. That's what pull away is. I like to teach my students and I like to extend on that quite a lot. So purely dependent on the time between hold point and kill point will dictate how long I can actually stay on the target. That means the barrel and the bird are connected. I'm now learning its speed and I'm learning its trajectory by pointing where it's going. Then when I'm ready, I pull ahead to my kill point and perceived lead. So as you can see on this diagram here on a right to left tower shot, on stand 1, we're quite away from the machine. So we're going to have quite a big window here. So when we get out on the range shortly, I'm going to ask the student to stay on the clay, point at the clay from the hold point until I say now. When I say now, I'm not asking the student to shoot. What I'm asking the student to do then is release his hands and let himself get out to his predetermined lead. So the now doesn't mean shoot, okay? Then we're going to move to station 2, which is going to be a little bit closer to the machine. You can see the kill point's moved in, the hold point's moved in, and the gap between the hold point and the kill point is shorter. There's still going to be enough time for the student to actually mount on the clay, stay there, again waiting for my now before he lets his hands free and leaves the target alone. On position 3, we're going to be very tight angle to the tower. If we went any further, we'd swap methods. Again, the distance between hold point and kill point is going to be so tight, there's going to be no time to hold the clay. So we're going to do how people perceive pull away is to touch it and go immediately. This can happen to you in the space of a sport trap layout, or it can just be simply from one station to another station on the course. Now, what happens is if you don't understand holding that clay and staying to that clay between these times, what can happen and the flaws of it is that we've got the clay here, we've got another one here. We come up on the clay and we leave it at whatever speed we think, and we see, for instance, 1 foot of lead, and we break the shot, but we end up taking it in the wrong place because we've pulled that 1 foot of lead too early. Now, if we come up, we think we're going to make the same shot again. We want to be consistent. So we come up on the clay, again, we've got no relationship to the clay. We pull a bit quicker, we give it 1 foot of lead, but we miss it. But we saw the same visual window. But our gun speed never matched the speed of the clay, so we don't know what speed we were. Our hand speed was very different between the two. So even with the same visual lead, we missed one of them. Using this method here, where we're going to hold the clay, we're only going to get, and it's one thing I'm going to write for you, because it's the big thing with pull away that many people get wrong. I want the right lead once. I don't want to come up on the clay, pull off, get my lead here and think, oh no, it's not the kill point. Two things are going to happen. You're going to take the shot and the lead's wrong, or you're going to try and hold it. You've now turned pull away into maintain lead, and we're going to miss as well. So working on the right lead once and basing the time in between hold point and kill point. We're going to walk to the range now and put the student to the test. Right, gang, so what's happened is we've just come from the classroom. I've showed you how We're going to try and show you the differences in pull away. And as I said in there, pull away is believed by many to be a contact with the clay in the barrel and an immediate pull away. The way that I teach it, and that leaves us with one variable, is actually how long we can stay on the clay, learning about its line, learning about its speed before we pull away. So we're going to set up 5 different stations, 4 different stations maybe, going straight across this 90-degree bird here. What we'll be doing from stand 1, Tom will go to his halfway hold point. He'll meet the clay, he'll point at the clay, stay pointing at it till I say now. When I say now, obviously that doesn't mean shoot because he'll still be at it. That means he can now release his hands and go to the lead. And what you'll see, the closer we get to the trap, or described in a better way, the shorter the distance between the viewpoint and between the hold point and the kill point. He'll have less time to stay on it, and that's what we'll be visually looking for. So you can start to judge that for yourselves at home, how long you can stay on the bird. So if you want to take a look at one, Tom, get your visual point, your hold point, and your kill point.
Pull.
Bang. So same thing, mate. I know it can be quite off-putting, but if you can point straight at it, stay travelling with it till I say now, and on my now, let your hands free to your lead.
Pull.
Now. Beautiful. Superb. Do that one more time. When we have a look at the footage via the shot cam, you'll see that Tom was actually on that target for quite a long time, learning lots about it.
Pull.
Now. Superb. Beautiful. By predetermining when we're going to leave the clay, we start to make the kill point consistent. And the way I refer it to all my students is you're stacking the clay. Because when we shoot the pull away in the described method as before as on and off, we have to pull the trigger when we get the lead for the first time. And that could be early, it could be late. What Tom did there was take 2 mirror image shots. So the kill points are the same, therefore the lead stays the same throughout. And that's what we're looking for. To get those better scores, we need consistency. So how long you stay with the clay is a predetermined move, not just a regular pull away. We're going to move to our right about 10 meters now, and we should see that how long he can stay on the clay shortens down. So we've moved now to about 10 meters to our right, which sounds a big chunk, you know, it's almost 1/3 of a compact layout. But with the technique delivered properly, that's still going to allow Tom some time on the bird. And again, while you're on the bird, you're learning. So what I'm trying to show you guys is it's not going to be as long as it was there, but it's still going to be a predetermined amount. So Tom will see a clay again now. He'll get his own hold point, kill point, and viewpoints. When you're ready, Tom.
Pull.
Bang. So halfway back again, Tom, point at it until I say now, and then that's just your indication to release your hands.
Pull.
Now. Superb move, beautiful. One more time.
Pull.
Now. Beautiful, Tom. So just for the viewers, Tom, because obviously we're trying to relay information to them. You're staying on that quite a long time, but do you feel rushed at the end, or does that still feel smooth?
No, it's still smooth at the end.
Is it? And that, what a lot of people do is they panic, thinking if I stay there, I can't get to the lead. But you're not having to increase by too much.
No, by staying there, I can see the line as well.
Yeah, and that's obviously that's not flying straight. It is coming
a
down a little bit. But these instructional DVDs and subscriptions, they're quite difficult to actually relay the information. You get a lot of them out there where you simply just get told what the instructor does and that's it. What I'm trying to do is change the focus and trying to give you things to go and work on. That's why we're using students to actually give you feedback. So as Tom's just said there, he doesn't feel rushed. He's still got plenty of time for a quality shot, and he still stayed there for a good 15 yards in the sky. So let's just try a couple more then from over your shoulder, Tom. Okay, so now we've moved to the extreme right. We're at probably the last point where this is still a crosser. Any further, it becomes a quartering bird, and we'd start to adapt the swing through technique. So this is the spot where we do the pull away as it's been described for years, where we're just going to connect and go. It's probably the least consistent, but it's still the most consistent of all the methods to use on this bird, because we're going to have to gamble on its line and speed because we're not going to be able to hold it. So Tom, just to not confuse you, I'm not going to say now. I was going to allow it to come to the gun, and you're going to take that move and take the shot. So We'll have a look at one now to get your viewpoints, kill points and hold points.
Pull.
But as you'd have noticed, as Tom's moved round to the right, everything's started to move in. His kill point has become closer to the machine, therefore the hold point closer to the machine, and his eyes are always where we very first see that clay come through those trees. So we've worked on this before, you've seen that, we've got the perfect setup. So it's on you, Tom. Just let it come to your gun and then run to your lead.
Pull.
Good, nicely done. Just let it run to the gun and then make your move.
Pull.
Good, nice shot. What you'll see when we take a look at the camera and the shot cam footage over Tom's shoulder, you'll see there's no time spent on the clay. You'll see the clay run to the barrel connects and it instantly gets out to its lead. So I'm just going to step back and let the camera come in and then we'll take a look over Tom's shoulder.